to space a script typeface, it's a little bit different, but it's in some ways it's easier, in some ways it's harder. First off, you need a control character, a character that you absolutely, positively know is right. And so for that, we're going to use the R. And the reason why we want to use the R is because it's also the one that has to be done the most correctly. And so we need to go ahead and pre-establish this right here. And then obviously we have to space it with itself. So what you do is you click on this neighbor here and you choose, and you just go ahead and pull up the R. And so what we need to do is, since we've already got this space, this is going to be really important for going forward. And then we're going to go move this side bearing over here, and so it matches up exactly. Now, all of these different little connectors need to be exactly 20, and they are, and they also need to have, see how I configured this? So when we're going into the curve, it is exactly at this angle. So, and if it's not, then it needs to be corrected. Some of it is like, because of the grid of this particular typeface, it's not going to be able to get it exactly, but it'll get it, you know, close enough. So let's go back and make sure everything is all lined up here correctly. That's a 20. I'm just using the measuring tool. Now see, here we've got a problem that I didn't do this right initially, and I thought it was done right. So it needs to be like so. And fix that up. And then we need to, the grid is so coarse, you're not going to be able to get it, you know, exactly like you might want it to be, but it will turn out okay when you get it in there. Like, so the C is a little bit messed up. We need to fix this angle, this attack angle that it's coming in at. So we'll come in here and we'll kind of play with this real quick, and that's all you got to do. And then you have to reset these connections here again. So just like that, we're just using arrow keys and knocking them over. So you got a good, nice connection there. This looks a little lumpy. I don't like that. I'm going to fix that real quick by moving this up. All right, so now we've done two. And if we're looking at the space here, this is a little, this is going to be one of our important characters, the N. And unfortunately, some of these in Font Lab don't have the side bearing or the side characters when you have this, you know, immediate neighbor stuff. So you have to do it manually in the metrics window. And unfortunately, that's really more difficult than it should be. But I've already done this one, so you can see how that works out. And that spacing that we have already is going to be what we want. So now we just go in here and we start correcting these with the R neighbor. So now we've done our M, and we need to, you know, do the same thing here. So we'll just need to kind of slide this side bearing over, and so that it's colliding and going in like so. So now, you know, we've got that going, and then of course you have to do it with the other master as well. That's pretty simple. So that's how you do it for this this particular typeface. Same thing here. I'm just going to do it one more time just to show it how it's done. Do this relatively quickly, and some of it's already done. All right, so this. With the R. That way you have a control character, you know it's done right. And then other ones aren't, if they're not done right, then you know you'll mess up your spacing. So that's why it's always best to just choose one character and just go for it with that one character. So there you are. Now, of course, the rest of the font has to be spaced. Then the capitals we can go a little bit easier with, and of course we're not even getting any kerning here, but we're just spacing this thing. And we need to bring this in a little bit, and that's right. That's about right there. Same thing here. So, you know, you're just using your artistic judgment with some of these here. With this, unfortunately, you just kind of have to do dead reckoning just to get it. And of course, it obviously helps if you have a much larger display. 60. And this needs to be enough. No, 30, 40. Okay, so there you go. Now you got that. You check it here, and we need a little bit more there. That's fine. Okay. And so then, you know, when you have your in and you're comparing it with your, say, E here, you know, that looks good, and then that looks good. Until we just want, you know, roughly the same amount of space in here and there. This is not right. We've got to fix this, unfortunately. We need a little bit more space on this side. And that means what we have to do is we have to go back to the R and look at it and see what's going on here. Looks like we need to pull this back so it's about the same as the other one. In fact, it'd be best if we get it exactly the same. We do -60. And then we'll come in here, fix it on the other side. Be better. So the reason why we had to do that is we needed to make sure that we had enough space. So this in, for example, we did this. Need a little bit of space there, so maybe 30 or something. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. All right. So now we're just going to go through here and check that things are spaced nicely with this, and make sure everything's nice and even. Now, unfortunately, this is going to mess up our composite characters, these things right here. Don't worry about that. What we'll do is we'll come back and we'll fix those. But right now, we just need to fix the spacing of this font. And that's what we're doing here for now. So class-based kerning, and then kerning in general. So like, for example, a T, let's go ahead and set this up real quick. It's going to be one of your bigger kerning pairs, and as in terms of just how much it needs to be done. And let's see here. I'm going to pause for just a sec. Well, so I'm just going to do the class kerning real quick. Tools, and if you've already know how to do class kerning, forget about this. But what you do is you just go in here and you add a new kerning class. And so let's call this one T. And then these correspond with the left and right of it. So if you imagine like it's in a slot, that's where it will be. And this is really important also later for composites. But like, for example, you can kern a D and an A at the same. And so you put in the master, the most important character, and then you follow it up with just a little quote mark, and then that makes it the master. And then we have to select which side is it on, and so it's on there. Then we're going to make another class, a new kerning class, and we're going to call that one A, and we're just going to put A right there, and this is going to be the master. And then we're also going to put in D, because D on this side is going to be kerned exactly the same. So when we go in here and we do TA, and we go ahead and we, and it's always good to do this in context. So obviously we don't have the spacing yet, but see how it's moving the T as well, or the D? You can just barely see the ghost of it in the background there. Of course, when the spacing is done right, this won't be there. And then also, like, they should be pretty much aligned right on top of one another. So that will not be a problem, but there you go. That's how you do the classes. And then, like, so for example, you're moving on through here. E, for example, in this particular format, I think we can put it in the same class. And so all of a sudden, when we go to TE, you know, there you go. You've got it already in there and nicely spaced and everything. So that's how you do that. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm more than happy to help. And I appreciate it. Thank you.